Just going to very quickly interrupt our conversation because we have some amazing news to share with you. We've been covering the appeal by the American Amanda Knox against her murder sentence in Italy. The murder conviction has been overturned. So she's won her appeal. That's live in the courtroom in Perugia that we're taking you to now. Hopefully very shortly we'll get a statement either from Amanda Knox. I don't know if do we know yet whether her ex-boyfriend, her former boyfriend?
He's also been freed according to
also
reports.
Both free. I don't know who that bloke was that's been taken away out of the court then. Maybe that was someone who was protesting the announcement of the decision. But Amanda Knox, who was found guilty a number of years ago of murdering her flatmate, along with her boyfriend. The two of them accused and found guilty of murdering their flatmate in Perugia in Italy. She appealed the conviction. The conviction has now been overturned.
Amazing.
We've been hearing impassioned comments from the family of the murder victim, Meredith Kercher, and they've been saying that if they don't, that they need to hear some final resolution to this today, and that what their sister and their daughter went through, there needs to be some sort of justification for it. They'll be devastated at this news, but amazing that Amanda Knox is now going to be freed. I think we'll be joined now by our Europe correspondent, Philip Williams. Philip, are you there? This is sensational.
Yes, absolutely sensational. This is probably not what most people expected. Most people, I would guess, anticipated that the conviction would be upheld, or perhaps she'd get a reduced sentence. But if my understanding is correct, and we haven't got the full judgment yet, she will be free, and so will her former boyfriend, Sollecito, who will be allowed to walk free. Now, it's been said that she will be trying to leave the country as soon as possible. There is a question of some expenses, but in the grand scheme of things, a few thousand euro mean nothing. The fact is that it appears that after 4 years in prison and facing a 26-year term for murder, she has been released, and it appears that it hinges on the evidence, particularly the DNA evidence, which it appears is regarded as suspect, and therefore that these earlier convictions have been overturned. So sensational news. The family, of course, Amanda Knox's family, will be absolutely overjoyed. The family of Meredith Kercher, the victim, the girl that was horribly attacked and mutilated, they will be devastated because they had made it clear that they regarded Amanda Knox and her former boyfriend as guilty. Although they'd kept their counsel pretty much up until now, they had let it slip that they did regard her as guilty, and they'll be devastated by this. Now, of course, there is no other answer. There is one more person convicted for this murder, but the actual assumption that has been running in Italy now in the Italian courts for 4 years that this woman was guilty has now been quashed. And so a remarkable turnaround, and scenes of absolute jubilation in the courtroom, as you can see, and absolute devastation for some others.
Extraordinary. I'm just hearing just wire reports, of course, flying in now, Philip, that the court has ordered Amanda Knox to be released immediately. So she's probably in the scrum there that we can see pushing out of the court. We just saw clearly one of the lawyers involved in the case speaking there to the assembled throng. That's the crowd outside. So just incredible. You mentioned the DNA evidence. We'll talk further about that in the next hour, Philip. But at the moment, that seems to be what this overturned decision hinges on the unsafe nature of the original DNA evidence.
That's right. That was the physical evidence allegedly linking her to the crime, right. And therefore with that linkage broken, they're free to go, and that's what's happening right now. And of course, this has been a terrible ordeal for her family, and for her former boyfriend's family, of course, as well. And now that ordeal, it looks as though, is over, and she'll no doubt be trying to leave Italy as soon as possible.
Absolutely. Philip, we'll speak about this further in the next hour and get some more details as well. Thanks so much for that. Philip Williams there speaking to us from London, an amazing verdict out of Perugia.